Movie makeup can do a lot more than just hide a few wrinkles and make attractive actors look even better. It has the power to bring imaginary characters to life. These are the top 10 makeup transformations of all time. Starting us off at number 10, we're looking at the original X-Men franchise. Prosthetics master Gordon Smith orchestrated dozens of incredible mutant transformations for the film, from Sabretooth to Nightcrawler to Toad to Senator Kelly. But our number 10 goes to his most impressive mutant of them all, Mystique. Rebecca Romijn spent up to 12 hours in the makeup chair daily for her role as Mystique. And while her look is probably best known for how revealing it is, she was actually covered by silicone prosthetics on almost 2/3 of her body before being airbrushed from head to toe. And of course, we have to give an honorable mention to Frances Hannon's take on the look with Jennifer Lawrence in X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past, where they've gone from an airbrush process to a full bodysuit.
5, 4, 3.
As long as there have been movies, people have been using makeup to turn men into women. Gender swapping has ranged from Charlie Chaplin to Terry Jones to Robin Williams to John Travolta. And let's not forget the transformation of women into men like Glenn Close and Cate Blanchett. But our number 9 goes to perhaps the most classic gender swap of them all, from Tootsie. Dustin Hoffman allegedly agreed to only take the role under the condition that the makeup was good enough for him to pass as a woman on the streets of New York. So, makeup artist Alan Weisinger set out to transform him not into a caricature, but into the real thing. And it was no easy feat. In addition to conventional makeup, Weisinger stretched Hoffman's face taut, shrunk his pores, and provided him with longer, thinner teeth in order to sell the look. And it worked. Hoffman made a convincing woman, fooled his daughter at her elementary school, and even had a personal epiphany, bursting into tears when he looked at himself the way he looked at other women, changing his outlook for good.
Molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging.
We couldn't talk makeup without looking at some of the horrifying monsters it's helped create. And while David B. Miller's Freddy Krueger comes first to mind, our number 8 goes to an even more impressive transformation, Chris Wallace's Brundlefly from The Fly. For Jeff Goldblum's gradual transformation, Cronenberg and Wallace started from the final mutated form and worked backwards. With 7 different stages of genetic mutation, Wallace's team didn't think it could be done in just 3 months, but after tireless preparation, 5 hours in the makeup chair, and up to 5 pounds of prosthetic appliances, the result speaks for itself.
Life is full of surprises.
From the real-life Rocky Dennis of Mask to the completely make-believe Sloth of the Goonies, sometimes makeup is used for a more human kind of disfigurement. But for our number 7, we've got to give it to the Elephant Man. Originally, the director David Lynch decided that he was going to design the makeup entirely himself. However, it didn't turn out so well. In fact, it was a disaster. And a week before shooting started, a panicked production finally brought Christopher Tucker, an actual makeup artist, on board. And he certainly had his work cut out for him. His design included 15 different sections that he worked on with his team for up to 49 hours at a time in preparation. And in order to properly simulate the real-life Elephant Man, who died in 1890, Tucker worked off not just a cast made of his head, but his actual skeleton. And when the Academy didn't honor him with a special award, voters sent in angry letters in protest, which prompted the Academy to introduce the Best Makeup category the very next year. That's right. This is the movie that convinced the Academy to honor makeup.
It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
Of course, because the Academy Award for Makeup didn't appear until 1981, there were a lot of classic movie transformations that went unrecognized. And while The Phantom of the Opera and The Hunchback of Notre Dame were both incredible early achievements in the art, there's nothing more iconic and recognizable than the original Frankenstein's monster. Jack Pierce is the man responsible for the trademark bolts and scars. And remember that this was the early 1930s, so he didn't have any sort of newfangled silicone or latex to work with. Instead, he spent 4 hours each day building up Boris Karloff's head with gum, cotton, and a syrupy surgical dressing glue called collodion. And after adding 35 pounds of costume and makeup to Boris, the final touch actually belonged to the actor himself, who gave himself an eerie facial dent by removing his dental plate. Delicious.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Next up at number 5, the apes in the original Planet of the Apes. When John Chambers, who got his start doing facial reconstructions for World War II veterans, was first brought onto the project, he spent hours and hours at the zoo studying the expressions of apes. And in order to capture the flexibility and movement of their faces, he actually invented a new type of rubber foam for the film's appliances. But that wasn't his only challenge. He had to costume hundreds of different actors in multiple different species over the course of the film, so he hired up to 80 different makeup artists. He actually used so many of Hollywood's makeup artists that there weren't enough to go around for the other films shooting at the time, many of which were delayed by that fact. Of course, we couldn't forget to mention the makeup from the 2001 remake. Although the movie itself was take it or leave it, legendary makeup artist Rick Baker brought the look of the apes into the 21st century and totally kicked ass on over 500 different apes.
How old are you?
7, but I look a lot older.
From Citizen Kane all the way to Benjamin Button, with loads of movies in between, makeup artists have time and time again needed to age an actor up a couple of years, or even a couple of hundred. And it's always an incredible transformation to watch. But for our number 4, we're looking at Don Corleone from The Godfather.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Now this might come as a bit of a surprise for those of you who hear Marlon Brando and think Don Corleone, which probably speaks to how good the makeup was, but he actually looked pretty different. He was only 47 when he took on the role of the Don. It was up to makeup pioneer Dick Smith to add a couple extra decades on top. But Marlon Brando being Marlon Brando, he refused to wear prosthetics because he didn't want to spend that much time in makeup every morning. So instead, Dick Smith just painted it all on. As for his world-famous jowls, those aren't really the result of tissue paper, although that is where the idea came from. They're actually created by a special dental device called a plumper. The result is so seamless and so convincing that it has to be one of the top makeup transformations of all time.
All I wanted was a beer. But the day I met Selby, I'd spend most of the afternoon sitting in the rain about to kill myself, so you can understand. I was flexible.
Makeup can age, disfigure, and gender swap actors, but it can also transform them into totally different people when a film calls for it. From Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood to Edith Piaf in La Vie en Rose to another Bruce Willis in Looper. But our number 3 belongs to the incredible transformation of Charlize Theron into Aileen Wuornos for Monster. Although Theron gaining 30 pounds for the role certainly helped, Tony G went to far greater lengths to transform her. She fried and thinned her hair, shaved and bleached her eyebrows, airbrushed her face with layers of tattoo ink and marble sealant in order to create the worn-down look seen on screen. Surprisingly, the only prosthetics used were dentures and eyelids. The contrast is almost unbelievable, from model to serial killer through makeup alone. There was hardly a moment in makeup history so funny as when Tom Cruise showed up as Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder, dancing across screen in a gold chain and fat suit. But for our number 2, we think 21 Jump Street was just a little better. Now, if you haven't seen the movie yet, and you definitely should, you might want to skip this bit because we're about to drop some major spoilers. 21 Jump Street was the ultimate meta-comedy, and it constantly poked fun at itself for being just another Hollywood reboot. But when the bearded biker DP pulled off his nose to reveal that he was, in fact, Johnny Depp, it was impossible not to get caught up in the magic of the transformation because his disguise was so perfect that he spent the entire movie hiding in plain sight. And finally, at number 1, we have to pay homage to the incredible magical creatures of Guillermo del Toro. From the everything but his eyelids costume for Hellboy to the looking out his nostrils pale man from Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro is a director known for bringing the fantastical to life. And for our number 1, we have to pick his fawn from Pan's Labyrinth. An achievement not just in makeup but in animatronics, the ears and eyelids of the fawn mask were remote controlled while Doug Jones acted underneath. And if you think that was heavy, consider the 10-pound horns he had to wear on top of it all. Of course, the fawn's transformation didn't just stop at his face. The latex foam suit continued all the way down to a pair of intricate legs that had the actor standing on 8-inch lifts while his real legs were digitally removed. The result is a complete magical transformation and just the kind of makeup that brings dreams and nightmares to life. So what do you think? Did you disagree with one of our choices? Did we leave out one of your favorite makeup transformations of all time? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more CineFix movie lists.